Hey, what's up guys? Today we're going to talk about single strategies for amateurs, how to beat your opponents without more power. Let's get right into it. What's up guys? Today we're going to talk about single strategies for amateurs, how to beat your next opponent without extra power. Let's get right into it. You don't need to hit harder or more winners in order to win, but you have to play smarter, and we're going to talk about it right now in this video. You don't have to hit harder or more winners in order to beat the opponent, but you have to play smarter. Too often amateur players are going for huge shots and taking a lot of risks because they maybe panic and want to finish the points early. I've learned in college in my second year, because I've always been a huge ball striker, that it is better to actually think about drawing an error from your opponent and then the winners are happening by themselves than for going for huge shots. And I invite you to try this when you're playing baseline points. It's very tough to hit winners, but if you focus on hitting zones and hitting targets, you're gonna draw errors, and you could even win a full baseline game without hitting any winners. So go a bit down with the risk and the power and increase the shot making, the placement, and we're gonna tell you how to do that now. So the easiest way to draw an error is to make your opponent run. How is that achieved? You're hitting corners. Back in the day there was a drill called the 8 corners drill by Andre Agassi. It was also a tactic that he used sometimes. Instead of going for the big shot, start the point and think about hitting 8 corners. So first shot to the forehand corner, next shot backhand corner, forehand corner again, backhand corner. You get the drill. And I'm very sure that your opponent is not going to recover from running to 8 corners. And even if he or she did, they're going to be tired of the next point. So making the opponent move is an excellent way to draw an error without going for too much risk. The next one is the backhand cage. So what you want to achieve is you want to hold your opponent locked in the backhand corner, because on the amateur level there are very few players that can do something with the backhand or that can hurt you. So one tactic is to hit all the shots, preferably forehand inside outs, into the backhand wing of the opponent. And when you do that, if you're able to do that, change a bit the heights and the power. Sometimes go more flat, then play higher with spin. And this is really going to test the shot of the opponent. And usually you'll draw an error, or you will hopefully draw a short ball that you then can attack in the open court or again into the backhand side. And you don't have to hammer the shots, as I've said. Adapt a bit the height, the spin, and you like the result. Another way for amateur players to win without hitting with more power is to exploit weaknesses of the opponent. The second one we just talked about with the backhand is basically exploiting a weakness. Another one would be also maybe to hit a lot of drop shots. So oftentimes maybe you don't play against the best athletes in the world, and hitting drop shots, it might frustrate the other people, but you're there to win. And even better when they're frustrated, because then their level drops. So think about what are the blatant, obvious weaknesses of my opponent, and don't be ashamed to go there. If it's the forehand, go into the forehand all the time. If they cannot handle that you stand back on the return instead of normal, very close to the line, then do that. If you have to play only slice to win, do that. Don't be afraid of exploiting the weaknesses of the opponent. And now the secret, the hidden strategy to win more points without more power would be to check out my Tactics Masterclass course, which will give you all the tips and tricks from the Pro Tour, and then you're not one, but at least 5 steps ahead of your competition. So feel free to check it out. And as always guys, thanks for watching. Really like the support that you're giving me. Also thanks for coming up at tournaments, really nice, and keep doing that please. And yeah, see you in the next video as always.